going to talk about Daydream, which you can see on page 13 of the grade 2 book. And actually, I'm quite excited to see it finally, after having spent such a long time writing it and editing it and so on. So this is how the composition starts, with a little introductory passage. And this was actually the last section that I wrote. The first thing I wrote was the melody, which you'll hear in bar 9. It sounds like this. You'll notice that the melody, actually, there's a little bit of a canon within the melody, because we start with the right hand and then the left hand picks up on it. Dum, bum. And actually it's got this calm, daydream-like quality, which was what I was feeling when I wrote the composition. And then I thought, actually, I'm going to take this melody a little bit higher, because I'd like to expand on it. So it's going to go to an upper register, like this. When performing this, I would suggest you imagine a woodwind instrument, such as the flute, for example. Now this is passed on to the bassoon in the left hand. So the entire composition should feel very graceful and as if you are getting lost in a different world. That was the idea behind it. So how would I suggest you practice this? If I were you and I was learning this composition, I'd start by learning the accompanying figures. You'll notice these are the bars where there are only quavers in the bars. For example, the first 8 bars of the right hand, and then the left hand where it picks up the accompanying figure. Once you have learned the quaver figures hand separately, I would actually treat the right hand melody, as I mentioned, like something soaring above the left hand accompanying part. So you really want to make sure that the right hand melody has a sense of direction. So it starts here. By the time you get to this part, really enjoy the long notes. I would perhaps think about waves in the sea, these sort of gentle waves. Shall we make it a lake so that it's gentler, these sort of ripples, and there should be a sense of a sense of sort of a swing to your left hand, swinging back and forth between the so those are the suggestions I would make. And I have an extra challenge for anyone who would like to accept the challenge. Pick a bar of the left hand. I would suggest, for example, bar 17, where the left hand has the following. And try to improvise something in your right hand. So keep repeating that left hand bar. And start on middle C, for example. See where does that take you? And try to improvise that. Then you can take the left hand to the next one step lower. Then take it one step lower and try to improvise something in the right hand. Try to really understand the DNA of this composition. What are the component parts of it? And you can play around with these ideas. You can improvise using these ideas. I actually like to do that with music that I'm learning as a pianist, because it makes practicing more fun and allows me to expand on my sense of curiosity towards the music. So I'd just like to end by talking to you about one piece of advice that I may give to a composer, to a young composer. And I think what I'd like to convey to you, if you are listening to this, it's something I'd really like to convey to myself as well. Really find something that truly excites you. So when you're writing a composition, it has to really come from your heart. And if you can find something like that, that really keeps you up at night, that really excites you. I think that is the place where true creativity can take shape. And to help with that, I would suggest listening to lots of different types of music, but also following scores as you listen to the music to try and see how have the composers achieved the effect. What have they written, what are the instruments that are playing, and so on and so forth. Thank you so much for listening, and it's been such a pleasure to answer these questions. Thank you.